Hi guys, and welcome to our YouTube video for today, the 15th of April 2026. So let's go through the watch list, what is in it, and what is next for these stocks. So I was looking at BIRD, the main runner here, running all the way from around $6 to $24 for today. The main one, we've caught it a couple times in the Discord. So what we have here is we can look for a day trade. So the next level in this for this to break is 25, and you can expect to move up towards 30. So consolidating in the falling wedge pattern there, and a push beyond 25 by a couple percent. Should see it continue at least 8% from entry, and gradually continue towards 30 on this one. So watching this for a day trade above 25, it does look good. However, if we were to lose 12.5 on this one, I would look to not be in it, as would be beneath the Bollinger Band Center here. This orange line would be 65% more likely to remain beneath it, and also be on course for a 10 retest, for a Golden Cross retest, and ultimately, a big drop to 12.5 from here is around 35%. So beyond that would ruin the structure and make it bearish, in my opinion. So that's for a day trade, and you don't want to be in this beneath 12.5. So let's look at the more interesting aspect on this, the 4 hour. So turning on extended hours data to help us doesn't really give us much help, to be honest. I think a 4 hour close over 25 should see us hit 30, but let's have a look on the daily, or maybe the weekly. Let's just maybe go to the weekly here. So it just looks like a big pump up. Right, so you have big resistance here at 25. So if we get over 25, where the 200 simple moving average is in the weekly, we should be coming to retest 30 and potentially 35 around there. I wouldn't really look to hold this overnight. I think it's way too risky, to be honest. I'd personally just focus on the weekly candle and wait for a weekly close over 25. So it's currently at 20, probably going to push back up to 25. So if you can wait to the end of the week until the end of Friday for a close over 25, why not wait? You're not going to miss anything on this one. I'd wait for a weekly close over 25, or if we do just push over 25 by around 10%, it's good to hold overnight, in my opinion. So any sort of price, if price hits 27.5, I'd look to hold this overnight, but end of today, end of tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time on this one. Just focus on that 200 simple moving average break over here, because you'll be looking to engulf this death cross and build upon it and gap up towards 40, then 50, etc. So that's what I'd wait for. I'd wait for a push beyond, again, 27, call it 27.5 for a potential entry, and this is holding it overnight. And again, for a day trade, looking at the 5-minute time frame, a push beyond 25 anyway, for a move of at least 8% from entry point. Just be careful beneath 12.5. So AGAE, we had a trade on this last night in after hours, which came in, and looks like it's about to break out right now against 0.6, which is at the level that we traded it in after hours. So basically it's in the bullish falling wedge pennant, as you can see here, and a push beyond 0.6 by a couple percent should see it run towards 0.65 for an 8% sort of move as usual. On this one, the structure looks good. However, if it loses 0.5, it's going to lose support in the Bollinger Band Center most likely, and yeah, ultimately come down to retest around 0.4 for the Golden Cross retest and support. So if you lose 0.5, we're done in this one, in my opinion, and a push beyond 0.6 by a couple percent, you'll see it run at least 8% from entry, and gradual continuation towards 0.75 perhaps by the end of today. So let's go to the 4 hour and see what you need to hold this overnight on AGAE. So again, not really telling us too much apart from a ricochet off the 200 EMA here around 0.42. A 4 hour criminal close by end of today, or end of tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time over 0.6. Would see us definitely continue towards 0.75 for around a 20% sort of move. We can just double check. Yeah, 20% sort of first target on that one. But I think there's more information will be told to us on the daily time frame on this. Yeah, so I would avoid this, to be honest, holding it overnight until you get a daily close over 0.75. The reason being is because we need to engulf these 200 EMA, 200 MA, the two thick Y lines here, and the main one here is the 200 simple moving average here, which is only strengthening this resistance of 0.75. So a daily close over 0.75 will be good to hold this overnight, and you'll get gradual continuation towards dollar and a gap up, because it would be eradicating its death cross retest that it's doing now. So again, a daily close over 0.75 on this, we'll see this gradually continue towards dollar. It does look good. Probably one of the best ones for a potential swing trade, AGAE, as bird. It's up 700% for today, so likely chances of that carrying through are very small. So you want to focus on stuff like this for a swing trade and for continuation over a series of days, in contrast to a series of hours. So I'm coming on to IMMP to finish up. And again, just to reiterate, beneath 0.5 is no good for AGAE. I'm going to the 5-minute time frame on IMMP. So I was watching this from market open, never found an entry, and it just dwindled and came all the way down, disappointingly. So at the peak at 105 and now currently at 0.6 essentially. Doesn't look very good, this one. I mean, for a day trade, what you want is a reclaim of 0.65 for a little bit of a 6-7% sort of squeeze in the big falling wedge like that. Nothing goes down forever. You will get gradual small squeezes, as you see like here. But ultimately, a push by 0.65 by a couple percent should see it release 6% from its entry point. And then going to the 4-hour time frame, I would have completely avoided this for a swing trade. The reason being is it's just a massive red candle. Looks like a massive red rejection from $1, massive red rejection from the 60 EMA, and a massive red rejection from 0.85 and 0.65, gradually coming towards 0.5, and perhaps maybe getting sucked back into the Bollinger Bands when these navy lines here, where 95% of price action takes place, and coming back to where it came from around 0.4. So I would avoid this one for a swing trade. And the daily time frame is just reiterating that point to us once more. Probably going to get sucked back into these Bollinger Bands. So I would avoid IMMP unless it can break over 0.65 for a scalp for a day trade. But ultimately, AGAE looks really good for a swing trade with a daily close over 0.75. And Bird, as you know, over 25 on this one for at least an 8% move from entry point. We just need to let it accumulate and cool off, as is, again, up 700% for today. And it needs to cool off over lunch period over the next couple hours. So you can check us out, link in the description and the Twitter bio if you want more content like this. So, and all our positions are made live as well. So check us out. Thanks guys. Catch you all later.